Have you ever experienced an encounter so simple, yet so profound, that it altered the course of your life forever? What if a single innocent act could bring together two very different people, igniting a connection that was built on kindness, understanding, and an unexpected shared moment? Imagine being in a crowd full of important faces, but the one person who makes an impact on your heart isn't a celebrity, but rather a 3-year-old with a mischievous smile and an appetite for popcorn. Welcome to today's story, where a tiny moment transforms into an extraordinary memory, leaving behind a trail of warmth, hope, and human connection. Hello, and welcome to Timeless Stories, the place where we share meaningful stories that make you reflect and inspire you to spread kindness. Before we dive into this heartwarming tale, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on more stories that touch the soul. Now let's get into it. It was a chilly evening in December in the bustling heart of Los Angeles. The city was alive with anticipation as the premiere of a highly anticipated film drew everyone's attention. The red carpet was rolled out and cameras flashed from all directions. Inside the theater, the atmosphere was electric. But among the sea of glamorous faces and flashing lights, one person was sitting quietly, trying to enjoy the rare peace before the film began. That person? Keanu Reeves. Keanu, a beloved figure known not only for his acting talents, but also for his humble and kind nature, was enjoying a quiet moment. Little did he know, his evening was about to be made unforgettable, not by the fans or press surrounding him, but by someone much smaller, much younger, and much more fearless. Enter Sophie Bennett. Sophie was just 3 years old, wearing a pink dress and her golden curls bouncing with every step she took. She had big, curious blue eyes that saw the world with wonder. Her mother, Emily, had managed to get 2 tickets to the premiere thanks to a lucky connection in the industry. Emily, a single mom in her early 30s, had dreams of becoming a screenwriter, though life's challenges had often pushed those dreams aside. She had brought Sophie along, hoping for a night to remember, but certainly not in the way it was about to unfold. Sophie, ever the curious toddler, became fixated on a simple yet captivating thing: the buttery aroma of the popcorn sitting in Keanu's lap. While the crowd was focused on the movie and the glamour of the event, Sophie waddled over to Keanu's seat, undeterred by the adults around her or the flashing cameras. Without a moment's hesitation, she reached up, grabbed a handful of popcorn, and popped it into her mouth. The audience around them froze for a moment. The tension was palpable. What would Keanu do? Would he be annoyed? Would he ask her to stop? Instead, what happened next was nothing short of heartwarming. Keanu, with his signature calm and gentle demeanor, looked down at Sophie, smiled, and whispered something that made her giggle with delight. Then, to everyone's surprise, he offered her the entire bucket of popcorn. "Popcorn tastes better when it's shared," he said, crouching down to her level with a softness that seemed to radiate from him. His words, though simple, were profound. In that moment, Keanu became more than just a celebrity. He became a symbol of kindness, a reminder of how small gestures could impact the world around us. Emily, standing nearby, was mortified. She rushed to retrieve Sophie, apologizing profusely. But Keanu stopped her gently. "She's fine," he reassured her with a quiet grace. His kindness wasn't just to Sophie, but to Emily too, who had been struggling with the weight of life's challenges, juggling motherhood and her own unfulfilled dreams. The ice had been broken. The room, which had once felt full of guarded and polished Hollywood elite, was suddenly filled with laughter. People began to share their snacks, and the entire atmosphere shifted. But for Emily, the real impact wasn't the laughter or the shared popcorn. It was the kindness in Keanu's eyes, something she hadn't seen in a long time. It made her feel seen, not just as a fan, but as a person with a story, with struggles, with hopes. As the evening continued, Keanu and Emily found themselves talking, not as fan and celebrity, but as two people navigating the twists and turns of life. Sophie, blissfully unaware of the magic unfolding, sat on Keanu's lap, munching away at her popcorn. Keanu couldn't take his eyes off her as she giggled, her innocence reminding him of something he had lost many years ago: his younger sister, Kim, who had passed away when she was just a toddler. The memory was bittersweet, But Sophie's laughter brought a brief moment of peace. Emily noticed the subtle change in Keanu's expression. She asked him softly, "Are you okay?" His response, though quiet, was filled with emotion. "She reminds me of someone I miss," he said, his voice carrying a weight of tenderness. It was a simple moment, but in that exchange, Emily realized something important. Keanu, despite being a famous actor, was just a man like any other, carrying his own burdens, his own memories. In that brief encounter, both he and Emily found something they didn't expect: comfort in the shared experience of loss, of life's unpredictable nature. As the night came to a close, Keanu insisted on walking Emily and Sophie to their car, shielding them from the paparazzi that had gathered outside. Standing in the glow of streetlights, Emily's voice trembled as she thanked him. "I don't know if you'll remember this night," she said, "but you've made mine and Sophie's night unforgettable." Keanu smiled, a quiet strength in his gaze. "Moments like this are why I keep going," he said. And with that, he handed her a small folded piece of paper. It wasn't just a phone number. It was an invitation, a message to keep going, to embrace the beauty of new beginnings. It read, "To new beginnings. Let's keep sharing the popcorn." The days that followed brought a shift in Emily's life. She debated reaching out to Keanu, unsure whether it was just a fleeting act of kindness or if something more meaningful could come from it. But when Sophie, clutching her stuffed bunny, asked about the popcorn man, Emily knew she had to act. She sent a letter pouring her heart out. She shared her struggles, her hopes, and the unexpected comfort she had found in their brief encounter. To her surprise, a small package arrived a few weeks later, containing a handwritten note from Keanu. "Life has been hard for both of us. Maybe we can help each other make it a little easier. How about popcorn on Saturday? Just the three of us." The Saturday arrived, and to Emily's amazement, Keanu showed up, not with his usual Hollywood attire, but with a simple gray sweater and a giant tub of popcorn. What followed was an ordinary afternoon turned extraordinary. Watching cartoons, sharing popcorn, and finding a new connection. As Sophie dozed off on the couch, Emily couldn't help but ask the question that had been lingering in her mind. Why us? Why would someone like Keanu take an interest in their lives? His answer was simple yet profound. "Because I know what it's like to feel like the world's moved on without you. To feel alone," he said, sharing a piece of his own heartache. And in that moment, Emily realized that they were no longer strangers. They were two people who had found each other at a time when they both needed someone to share the popcorn with. As the months passed, Keanu's presence in their lives became a steady source of warmth and support. He encouraged Emily to pursue her dreams, helped Sophie with her art projects, and became a quiet but constant friend. Slowly, the bond between them grew, and Emily found herself wondering if this was too good to be true. Could someone like Keanu really be this kind? Then one autumn evening, during a quiet picnic in Griffith Park, Keanu looked at Emily and asked, "Do you ever think about where life is taking you?" It was a question that hung in the air, but before Emily could respond, Sophie returned, holding a dandelion and offering it to Keanu with a giggle. "Make a wish." Keanu closed his eyes, blew on the dandelion, and whispered, "I wish for courage." Then with a steady gaze, he pulled out a small velvet box and asked, "Emily Bennett, will you marry me?" The words seemed to hang in the air, but the moment was pure magic. With tears in her eyes, Emily whispered, "Yes." And in that instant, Sophie clapped her hands in delight, and Keanu wrapped them both in an embrace, knowing that this beautiful, imperfect journey had only just begun. Sometimes life's most beautiful moments come from the simplest acts of kindness: a shared snack, a warm smile, a moment of connection. The power of kindness, understanding, and love can bridge gaps, heal wounds, and create bonds that last a lifetime. If this story moved you, consider spreading kindness today. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories that remind us of the beauty in everyday moments.